Hello again, I'm Richie Burton from the Richie Burton Art Centre, watercolourist on the Yorkshire coast here. Today we're going to do winter trees. It's cold out there and we're going to do winter trees, and we're going to show you really simple techniques on how to do some winter trees. It's going to be a time-lapse video, and so hopefully you'll be able to get an idea of how to tackle those. So let's get straight into painting. Okay, so now we're going to tackle a winter tree. So first thing I'm doing is going to sketch it in, just sketch the perimeter of the tree. It doesn't need to be elaborate because a lot of the drawing we're going to do with the brush. So now that we're drawn, we're going to come to painting. The key for me here is to try and get that tree trunk to look round and have texture in it. So what I've done here is to establish firstly where the light's coming from, and then once I've done that, I want to use a light wash of yellow ochre on the actual tree trunk. Let that soak in, and then apply a dark, which can be an ultramarine blue and a burnt umber to start off with. And then make it dark, make it a stiff, sort of thicker wash, and then apply that onto the shadow, predominantly onto the shadow side of the tree trunk. And then then develop it using my sort of rigger brush, put in the small branches and put the periphery, put the skeleton of the tree into place. Now the idea of that is that as it touches the moist underwash of the tree trunk, it will texturize, and it will give the feeling of a round bark, and it will magically appear to look like a solid tree trunk. Now for the canopy, I've put in the small, well, it's essentially the small branches, and this is done using the side of the brush, and it's what I call a drag brush technique, which means that really you're using very much the side of the brush, and you're dragging the brush on the surface of the paper. It's a textured paper, so you're just picking up the rough surfaces, and that gives that sort of broken edged effect. And by applying the brush almost sideways on, horizontal to the paper, you just carefully apply that through, and if you do that, it allows the light to come through the tree, and it gives that magical effect of a winter tree. Right, so we're going to move on to a winter tree that's covered in ivy, in effect, and they really show all the sort of characteristics of the bark and the ivy and the gnarled look about them. What I've done here, I've made a light wash of yellow ochre for the first sort of underwash of the ivy, and then I've applied a dark green, which in this case has been something like Prussian blue, lemon yellow, and sort of burnt sienna, really, to try and drop in the green, and I dropped the green into it on the moist, so it sort of gives that mottled effect, which gives the impression of light hitting the ivy, and it gives that feel of life to the tree. Once again, I've used a darker with a rigger to put the skeleton of the tree with the smaller branches, and the very small branches I've again used that drag brush effect to give that sort of wider canopy look to it. So there we have it, we've got the winter trees. I hope you've enjoyed that. It shows you how it's relatively simple but nonetheless important techniques in there, and if you can grasp those you can really unlock the magic. Once again, if you can please, if you like this video, can you like and subscribe? It just helps us with the algorithms and gets us picked up to a wider audience. And the other thing is, please feel free to put some comments below, because what we'll do is I want to hear from you what your challenges are, what you're wanting, or what you think you sort of any challenges you have with watercolour. Please put them in and I'll try and answer them as best I can. And so that's it for now. And so until next time, put some colour in your life, keep painting, and goodbye.